Anyway, once you've decided where you want to host your webinar, simply click on the Generate Files button. When you click on that button, you will see that you get all the links necessary for your webinar. Firstly, the link to the webinar registration page. Please note the Tracking ID 1 and Tracking ID 2. This is so you can track your traffic campaigns in order to know where your traffic is coming from. What you have to do is edit these bits here for whatever tracking information you want. For example, if you're placing banners on a website, you could attach a unique link to each banner so you know which of the two brings more traffic. In that case, simply change Tracking ID 1 for banners and Tracking ID 2 for either header banner, sidebar banner, etc. I repeat, simply change Tracking ID 1 and Tracking ID 2 for whatever tracking tokens you want, and that information will be picked up by the built-in tracking analytics code, which we will cover in a minute. Alternatively, if you don't need to track your traffic at all, simply delete all this appendix from the link and use the basic form of the link. Anyway, so you will also find the link to log in to the webinar live page as the webinar admin. That's in case you want to embed a live chat on your webinars, and therefore you need to log in yourself as the admin in order to be able to answer back all the questions coming through the chat box. If you selected to have all questions being redirected to your email address, you just simply ignore this link. You don't need it. You will also find the tracking token you need to copy and paste into your product's thank you page, meaning the page your customers are redirected to upon completing the payment process. And that's how the Scripts tracking system will know which of your webinar attendees have become an actual paying customer. Alright, in this link you will find 5 variables which you are to fill out so the built-in tracking feature can track properly your webinar analytics. Product name. Enter here the name of your product, leaving no spaces and no symbols, just letters and numbers. For example, Diet Program 1. Product price. Enter the price in dollars without the dollar symbol. For example, 97. Refunds. This is where you enter your expected average refund rate. Simply enter the figure without decimals and without the percent symbol. For example, if the product's average refund rate is 12.7%, simply enter 13. Obviously, you will need some time and sales to know your average refund rate, so at the beginning, while you gauge a ballpark idea of your refund rate, simply leave it at 0. Installments. This is in case this product is paid, for example, in a 3-monthly installment payment plan. If this product is a one-time payment, simply put 1. Attrition. This only applies in case your product is paid through a multi-installment plan. In a nutshell, the attrition is average percentage of customers who pay the first payment but then fail to pay the following monthly payments. Just like with refunds, you simply enter a figure without decimals and without the percentage symbol. For example, if your average attrition rate is 8.2%, then just enter 8. And just like with the refunds, you will need some historical data to know more or less what's your average attrition rate, so at the beginning, simply leave it at 0. In case you're promoting multiple products through your webinars, you can embed a different tracking code on the thank you page for each of your products. All you have to do is make sure that each product has a different name. For example, Diet Product 1, Diet Product 2, etc. The tracking script will organize the stats individually for each product. Finally, if you enable the affiliate tracking feature, you will also find the link you have to hand out to your affiliates. Simply instruct them to switch this suffix here for their respective affiliate ID. As I explained in a previous video, you can design custom registration pages, if you so need, by clicking on this link here and configuring individual landing pages on the fly. All your custom landing pages will be listed down here in this table. Well, now it's time to adjust our links so that your traffic is diverted to whichever of these custom pages you choose. We can achieve that with the landing page appendix here, which is automatically attached to the links generated by the script. If it's set to default, the script will simply drive your traffic to your standard webinar registration page, regardless of whether you're split testing 1, 2, 3, or 4 versions of it. However, you can modify this parameter so the script redirects instead to any other custom landing page of your choice. All you have to do is to change default to the unique identification name of the custom landing page. I already showed you in a previous video how to configure these custom landing pages, so I don't want to go over that again. All you have to do is to copy the identification name for whatever landing page you want to use and then paste it here in the link. See? You can add this landing page appendix to both your standard links, meaning the ones with your own personal tracking IDs, or you can add it to the links used by your affiliates. For example, let's say Joe Smith is an affiliate of yours, and his affiliate ID is Joe Smith. Well, Joe can send all his traffic to whichever specific registration page you guys decide by editing this parameter here. So, whenever someone clicks on this link, he will get cookied with Joe's affiliate link, and then he will be redirected to this specific landing page so he can go ahead and register to the webinar. Easy, huh? There's another appendix you can use in your links, the hard fixed expiration date. This appendix overwrites whatever schedule settings you arranged for your webinar. For example, let's imagine that you've scheduled your webinar to play every day, 3 times a day at 9 a.m., 3 p.m., and then 9 p.m. So, in theory, this webinar should be an evergreen webinar that will play on autopilot every day for as long as you want, right? Well, sometimes you might want to run an occasional campaign where the webinar does indeed have an expiration date after which people won't be able to register for it anymore, without having to create yet a whole new webinar altogether. For example, if you set the expiration variable as September the 2nd, 2011 at 19 hours, anyone clicking on this link after this date will automatically see a "sorry, but this webinar has expired" message on the webinar registration page, and the most they can do is watch the webinar replay video. Now don't worry, this message on the webinar registration page is embedded automatically by the system, so you don't have to do anything at all other than obviously defining the expiration date in your link. So, how do you use this variable? Well, it's very easy. If it's set to default, this hard fixed expiration command will not take place. That means your webinar schedule will keep on running as usual as per your original configuration. So if it's set to default, then it's as if this whole command doesn't exist, okay? Obviously, most of the time you will indeed want to leave it as default. However, if you want to activate it, simply enter the month, day, year, and time in a 24-hour format. Now here's the deal. Let's say you want to create a pay-per-click campaign in Google AdWords that uses scarcity in order to encourage your visitors to register to your webinar, and therefore you want to assign a final expiration date to your webinar without having to create yet another new webinar from scratch. So, for that pay-per-click campaign, you would edit your tracking ID 1 as AdWords, and then your tracking ID 2 as scarcity. Now, we're going to leave the landing page as default, because let's imagine that we don't want to create any unique registration page for this campaign. And then for the expiration date, let's say December the 21st, 2011 at 23 hours. So, anyone clicking on this link before that date and time will be able to register just as usual, but anyone clicking after that date and time will see the "sorry, but this webinar has expired" message. You can also use the hard fix expiration feature with affiliate links in case you want to assign one final expiration date for one specific affiliate. Who knows, maybe your affiliate would like to use scarcity and urgency too while promoting your webinar. Trust me, these scarcity and urgency-based campaigns work wonders if used correctly in order to maximize subscriptions. And remember, just like the unique landing page feature, this is also totally optional. If you want to disable either of them, simply set them to default and the script will not take them into consideration.